Hi again all, this is Dana. In this post I'm going to be just showing you a few little tips and tricks that I've been working on as I've been working on this giant piece that I designed. It's actually one of my Michelangelo drawings that I did years ago, and I turned it into a pattern, and I've been stitching away and working on it the last few months, and it's about 2/3 done now, which is really cool. I am going to be moving the camera around a little bit during this, so just be prepared that, the camera is going to be moving. But first I'm going to show you a few neat little tricks that I've got. What I've done is I've rigged up some little hangers and things so I don't have to actually move my my workstation as I'm stitching, because it's hard for me to move. I have a neck injury. So I've done little things like I've got these beautiful little scissors I got at in Belgium, actually, when I was there recently on a bike ride, and I've actually just attached it to some stretchy elastic so I can actually hang that off of the little pillars that I have here. So I just hang them off of there, that way it's easy access. I've done the same thing with a little needle threader here. You can see I've just hung it on some string and just hung it there, that way it's available but it's out of my way. It doesn't get tangled up and I don't lose it when I'm working. Another little trick I've done is I've used these little bobbin holders and stuck them onto a ring, a book ring here, and just looped them over the top of my bar, that way I can easily access my threads but they're not in the way. And another little trick is I've I'll just take it off here actually, I've made a little needle minder. Now let's focus this a little bit. So this is actually a magnet like this that I've just covered in some fabric. So back and front, just stitch some fabric around it, and that way I can put my pins into it, like almost like a little mini pin cushion. You can actually use it just without the fabric and just use the magnetic properties of the magnets to hold the needles and such in place. I prefer putting it through the fabric. It just makes it a little bit more secure, because I have a dog running around, so in case he bumps it or something like that, then I don't lose any of my needles and such. So that's what I use. Clip that back on there. And also too, you can position it to keep it out of the way of your stitching. You can move it around. So what I'm going to be doing is just giving you a quick rundown of this piece actually. So it doesn't look like much of anything right now, but I'm actually going to unscroll it and then I will show you. One more little trick too is that you've probably seen this in other videos, is this little holder here. I actually just drape it up there and then put my cell phone here. I take pictures of my pattern with my cell phone and then stick it there, and that way I can move it across my piece as I'm working and not have to worry about relying on a pattern. A little piece of thread there. Alright, so I'm going to unroll this so you can see what it's going to come out like, or what it is coming out like at the moment. Get some threads caught up. Alright, just going to tighten that up so it doesn't fall. Alright, so here we go. So this is a piece that I'm working on right now. You can see it's coming along pretty well. I'm just working on his knees right now. So like I said, it's about 2/3 finished. This will be 14 inches wide by 20 inches long when it's completed. And as I said, it was one of my it's a chalk and charcoal drawing I did years ago on black paper, which is why the background is quite dark. And the way I did it, it's got 8 colors in it only, and I really wanted it to show up the texture of the drawing lines. When I was drawing the actual piece, I was doing a lot of like these kind of really quick movements. We only had I think maybe 2 hours to actually draw this image, so it was quite a large piece, but I really wanted to capture some of those movement lines. So you can see a lot of the line work actually that's reflected in the stitching, which I really like. I really like how this piece is coming out actually. So yeah, like I said, it's only got 8 colors. Probably some things I would change for next time is actually looking at a color chart a little bit before selecting the colors based off of the pattern that comes up on the program I use, which is Max Stitch, which I've talked about before. I found 2 of the darker grays are actually really close to each other, so there's not quite as much definition between 2 of the colors that I would like. But other than that, that's probably about the only change I would make as far as the colors. I really wanted it to look like the original drawing, so that's why I've chosen to do it this way. And also you can quickly see my setup. I've blogged about this frame before. This is just a regular scroll bar frame, but I've actually designed some little wooden legs to go on it. My dad helped me build the back ones because I didn't have access to any tools. Excuse me, tools at the moment. But yeah, so you can see that. And this way it just sits on my lap, which is really, really handy. Get this side too. Yeah, it's a very, very handy system. That way you can adjust which direction these go. I can adjust the height here. I've got 3 different settings of the height, so depending on how I'm sitting, I tend to be reclined, leaning against cushions and a heating pad when I work. That's the only way I can really sit up for long periods. So that way I can adjust it to how I'm sitting at the time and what's most comfortable for me at the time. So yeah, that's this really quick little video. Just wanted to show you a few little tips and tricks and show you how I've been doing with my current piece. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them on the comment section below. And I hope you have a lovely day. Talk to you later. Bye!